found you. Finally.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the greatest characters from video games thus far in the 21st century.
Well, then I'm staying.
Ellie, we won't get another shot at this.
Hey, we're smuggling her?
Number 10, GLaDOS, Portal franchise.
Well, you found me. Congratulations. Was it worth it? Because despite your violent behavior, the only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart.
Players complete various tasks in the Portal series at the direction of the Genetic Lifeform and Disk Operating System, or GLaDOS for short. Her running commentary pervades the series, and her villainous nature is gradually exposed over the course of the first game.
Sarcasm saves our test complete. Top score $1 million in adult, or I'm going to delete your backup. Stop. Okay, enough. I deleted it.
GLaDOS is far from the first AI antagonist, yet her passive-aggressive attitude, witty barbs, and iconic voice have cemented her as one of the most recognizable artificial intelligence characters in any medium. Plus, she's got one incredible singing voice. Her promises of cake may be a lie, but our abiding love for GLaDOS is the absolute truth.
But I think we can put our differences behind us. For science, you monster.
Number 9, Trevor Philips, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Hey, cowboy, you mind that I f***ed your old lady? Sorry, what was that? What? No, you don't mind? Oh, because you're a dead man?
There is often a disconnect between the characters of Grand Theft Auto and how players play the games. However, Trevor is basically the ID of every GTA player distilled into one hilariously unhinged murder gremlin. Trevor is an unapologetically selfish criminal who does basically whatever pops into his head with only the thinnest of loyalty to the people around him.
The Lost MC are out of business. The guns and crank in this area go through Trevor Philips Enterprise, or they ain't going.
He somehow manages to get into some of the funniest and outlandish situations and conversations in the series. We're not saying we empathize with the man, but it's hard not to find Trevor's sheer chaotic energy entertaining.
One of those fake your own deaths to your best buddy, and then run off with the dough, and then live in a big mansion. Awkward situations.
Number 8, Bayonetta, the Bayonetta franchise. There are many highly sexualized video game characters, but unlike most of them, Bayonetta isn't just sexy for the sake of it. Sure, she's a highly sexual person, but that's not the only reason she's become so popular. Bayonetta isn't just bae, she's also a badass. The Umbra Witch is strong, confident, and has some absolutely wild abilities.
Well, you were right about the shortcut, but I think they've sent a welcoming party.
From her pistol pumps to her many hair-related powers, Bayonetta is every bit as flamboyant, cool, and over-the-top as her series. Whether you find her empowering or just powerful, Bayonetta is among gaming's finest female characters of this century.
I'm not much for waiting patiently. And I suppose that girl isn't either.
Number 7, Vaas Montenegro, the Far Cry franchise.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity?
Arguably one of the greatest video game villains period, Vaas Montenegro is electric whenever he's on screen. Portrayed by the always incredible Michael Mondo, Vaas is a deranged pirate and kidnapper.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
Vaas is utterly unpredictable. One minute, he'll be in the middle of a calm, collected monologue, and then he'll lose his entire chill, beginning an angry tirade. Although he seemingly meets his end during Far Cry 3, Vaas is immortal in the minds of gamers everywhere. But then, who's that guy in Far Cry 6? Thanks to this character, we'll always know the definition of insanity, Vaas himself. Also, the whole doing the same thing over and over thing.
Vaas? Yes? I love you more.
Number 6, Commander Shepard, Mass Effect franchise.
Intel dropped the ball, sir. We had no idea what we were walking into down there.
That's why things went to hell.
In other games, a customizable protagonist might not have become as memorable as Commander Shepard, but the Mass Effect games are kinda different. The decisions and character designs of each player's Shepard can be carried over between games in the series, which gives Shepard a staying power that other creatable characters lack. Even the default designs of Commander Shepard are instantly recognizable.
I know what you are, and the price of dealing with you. We do things my way from now on. Harbinger is coming. And he won't be alone. I'm gonna make sure we're ready when they get here. You can fall in line or step aside, but don't get in my way.
But whether players chose male or female Shepard, or played Paragon or Renegade, Commander Shepard remains a complex and interesting protagonist. There are so many different shades to Shepard that discovering them all has helped players invest even more into Mass Effect and its hero.
The man I was used these words. But only now do I truly understand.
Number 5. Joel and Ellie, the Last of Us franchise.
Can't be any worse out there. Can it?
What on earth do the Fireflies want with you?
There have been quite a few Lone Wolf and Cub-style video game pairings over the last few years, but Joel and Ellie are arguably the most influential. Survivors of a fungal mutant apocalypse, the duo come to rely on and care for each other in a sort of father-daughter bond. Both are very flawed and human.
What's that all about? Does that have anything to do with me?
Talk about it later.
Capable of acting selfishly, often with dire consequences. And while the gameplay of the series has been praised, it's arguably Joel and Ellie as well as their relationship that won the hearts of players and made certain developments so heartbreaking and controversial.
You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad.
Number 4. Master Chief, the Halo franchise.
Sleep well?
No thanks to your driving, yes.
When your armor is that iconic, you don't need a face to be the face of Xbox. Master Chief Petty Officer John 117, better known as Master Chief, is a Spartan super soldier and the tip of humanity's spear in their war against alien threats. An absolute badass and short on the words, besides a few one-liners, the Chief is basically the ultimate sci-fi action hero.
Master Chief, defend this station.
Yes, sir. I need a weapon.
Right this way.
No matter how impossible the odds may seem, Master Chief manages to overcome them in spectacular fashion. It's no wonder why he's become one of gaming's most recognizable characters.
Crazy fool. Why do you always jump? One of these days, you're gonna land on something as stubborn as you are.
Number 3. Arthur Morgan, Red Dead Redemption 2.
I ain't in the revenge business, Dutch. Least of all for something happened a long time ago.
Well, I guess we all gotta pay for something.
To be honest, nearly every character in the Red Dead games is incredibly well realized, and while John Marston, the protagonist of Red Dead Redemption, was a tempting alternative, we have to tip our hats to Arthur Morgan. Arthur feels like a real person brought to life on screen. He's done plenty of things he's not proud of, yet his road to redemption is a believable one.
He was good and he did good. There wasn't no choice in that. And you've as good as killed him yourself, and don't kid yourself. You had a choice.
You speak as if killing was something I cared about.
Arthur is as nuanced an outlaw cowboy character as any that's ever been put on screen, much less in a video game. No matter how you play him, Arthur's choices, your choices, feel true to the man himself.
Dutch said you was a big shadow cast by a tiny tree.
I don't even know what that means.
Number 2. Nathan Drake, Uncharted franchise.
I can't leave you alone for a minute, can I?
I had everything under control until they blew up the boat.
There are a lot of gaming everyman heroes, but Nathan Drake arguably takes the crown. Sure, he's essentially an action-adventure star, going on globe-trotting adventures in search of lost treasures and getting into situations that would probably kill most people.
I'm getting on that train.
What are you, crazy?
Just get me close enough to jump.
Guess that answers that question.
Step on it.
Seriously, the number of moving vehicles this guy has fallen out of, it's gotten to the point where he's practically synonymous with adventure gaming. Yet his wit and charm, as well as his humanity, always shines through. Nate feels relatable in a way so many video game protagonists don't. He's flawed, vulnerable, and makes mistakes, but we can't help but root for him just the same.
I've seen you play. It's jumping and running, and I have a natural talent for that.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Ezio Auditore da Firenze, Assassin's Creed franchise, arguably the hooded face of this storied historical series.
Spero che brute! Enough, Ezio! Show some respect.
Respect? After all that's happened, do you think he would have shown either of us such kindness?
You are not Fieri.
Ratchet & Clank, the Ratchet & Clank franchise, one of gaming's best double acts.
Come on, I'll show you around.
Let's go, Cadet. Time to make you a ranger.
I'll see you in a bit.
We're gonna have so much fun!
Sans, Undertale and Deltarune. He's just a chill guy, bunny skeleton dude, until he suddenly isn't.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Kratos, God of War franchise.
After 10 years of suffering, 10 years of endless nightmares, it would finally come to an end.
He may not be a historical god, but Kratos has acquired a devoted following and mythos all his own in the 21st century. Initially a vengeful warrior turned deity, Kratos uses the pain of his family's loss as fuel for his fiery quest that practically burns the Greek pantheon to the ground. Later games see him seek a better way forward, both for himself and his son Atreus, while battling Norse gods and legends. Kratos is a phenomenally written and performed character, whose ghost white look and tragic yet badass story have helped him attain a godlike status in the video game landscape. Is there a 21st century gaming figure we forgot? Finish the fight and share your favorites in the comments.
Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship?
Sir, finishing this fight.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.